Hey everyone, welcome to another Firefly Devs. It's another live stream, more PBR textures. I've streamed a few days in a row now, but it's all good, it's all good. There's just one thing that I want to get out of my system. We talked about it on the last dev stream where we did some of the bricks and other material textures. There's one specific texture that I'm really looking forward to. Let me open the chat, by the way. Not sure if we'll get any viewers, but you know how it goes. We're still streaming. The bamboo texture. So I want to see if we can create a rounded displacement map in Illustrator. Hey Alexei, welcome, привет, good morning. I want to see if we can make the bamboo appear round as it is. And if that works, we can reuse that profile. We're probably going to use a gradient in Illustrator for that. So let's see if we can make it like round. And if that works, we should also try the bamboo column block, which has got angled sides, and I want to see if we can make something rounded out of that. Firstly is going to be a very good testing grounds for that because there are a lot of bamboo pillars over there. So hopefully, I want to stream for about 2 hours today. So hopefully we can make those two textures, like the bamboo block and the bamboo column. And it's going to be a lot of work again, and you might already recognize the process. So we're firing up our like default applications. Let's first open up the game. Also, I changed something. Alexi says I'm in the theater studio right now. That sounds really cool, a theater studio. I changed something with the audio setup, so I've got audio coming from my laptop instead of using headphones. Like, there's not much in-game audio that I really need to listen to in this setup, so I don't have my earphones in, so this streams and works a bit more naturally for me. So I hope it's as good for you as it is for me. So let's quickly visit Neversby.
How may I be of service?
There might be... No, this is a sandy brick door, so we don't have the bamboo block over here just yet. But these are bamboo pillars, bamboo sticks, they're called. So I want to take a look at this texture to see if we can make it look rounder, like more rounded than it is. And then I also want to tackle the bamboo block, so it doesn't have any texture currently. But that's not a problem. Anyway, so this is where we left off in the last live stream, where we did sort of this bulging, textureless texture style, and I like it. So far it's subtle, but it really makes the material stand out. So let's see if we can push on with this style. If we can make the good morning Crunchy. If we can make the bamboo pillars. So it will be bamboo day today. And I wasn't about to stream. I thought, okay, that's why I'm a little bit later than with the other live streams. But I decided this morning I'm just gonna live stream. I will do this for the viewers at home, for the players, for everyone. So let me see if we can open up the original cartoon style texture for this blocks bamboo. So that's a few files. We've got the side of the regular block, the top of the column block, and the column block itself. So if you take a look at the textures in the existing style, cartoon. We've got 5 pillars, 5 sticks, if you will, bamboo indeed. This reminds me of that joke that I once did on the live stream. So what do you call a cow that you fed too much explosives? Don't try this in real life, by the way, but what do you call a cow that you feed too much explosives? One thing to note is that we will be using the mathematical correct approach to this texture. The sort of technique that we saw on the last live stream, where instead of using the existing cartoon shapes, we make an abstract representation of the texture. So we're going to be using rectangles and like very rigid lines, so that we do not get any background pixels in here. So in this texture you can see these dark pixels, which are sort of background. We kind of want to avoid those as much as possible, so that we get the best use of ambient occlusion and normal mapping. Like every single texture pixel in the new PBR texture should be normal mapped, like have a normal associated to it, or be ambient occluded. And that's going to be the style we're shooting for. So what do you call the cow that you feed too much explosives? Bamboo. Or boom boo, because it's going to explode. And boo is of course the sound that a cow makes, like boo. Anyway, it's early, it's still early for everyone. So we're going to make a bamboo folder here. It should be inside of the blocks. Yes, that's good. Then we make a folder called bamboo variations, and we make a base bamboo folder. Base bamboo is going to be our base bamboo texture. And we'll start off with the displacement map. In my head, I sort of have the process worked out, but I'm not sure if it's going to work in practice. So again, remember we had 5 bamboo sticks, like this. So our texture is 480 by 480 pixels, 480 by 480. So we do want the stick to be 480 pixels tall, and the width is going to be 480 divided by 5. So let's take a calculator because it's still early morning when I wake up. Привет, Roji! Как дела? 96 pixels in width. 96. Boom. Here we go. So we can use the color layout that we used on the last stream to individualize all of the bamboo sticks. So these are all going to be bamboo sticks. And again, they're going to be straight from Compton. Just like this. We know no fear here. We just do it like this. Boom. 5 bamboo. Okay. И жoli Russia Sistitri. Привет, Alexei. Okay, I do not speak Russian as well as you might think I do, but the frowny face doesn't look good, or is it a sleepy face? But anyway, Roji, feel welcome here. I like your hat avatar. Right, so now we want to start with the displacement map, so I'm going to save this file in the bamboo folder, bamboo, base bamboo, and we call this bamboo PBR displacement. Starting off very slowly. I must also, he wants Russian subtitles. Alexei, do it. Translate bamboo into Russian. We're making a bamboo texture, okay? Translate that for me. We are making a bamboo texture here. Alright, so we are going to make a displacement map. Displacement map, remember, tells Pixplant, the tool that we will be using in a few moments, which parts of the texture are raised and which parts of the texture are lowered. Now we want to make a circular displacement map. Circular. I'm not sure if the camera is a little bit over to this side, so let me lean here. There we go. So a circle. We want to make a circle. But we have to do it in RGB values. Hey Niels, you did it. You are coming by. So Bambik. Bambik. What do you want for the new year? Lots of new Angeldust players. And I would sort of want to have this tile finished somewhere. Did you have a good weekend? Niels, we saw each other on, what was it? Saturday evening. Did you have a good weekend? I'm now working on a bamboo texture, so it's totally different from what you're used to. But to do this, I'm going to make a new texture, which is going to be 1000 by 1000 pixels. And Roji says, thumbs up. Nice, I appreciate it. Yes, this is what we want. And we're going to draw a circle. Wow, I bet you didn't expect that. We are going to draw a circle that spans from this point to... Okay, we can just make a 1000 by 1000 pixel circle. Let's make it bluish. I can still feel it was a hard weekend, Neil says. Gotta work later. How about you? Oh, I had a pretty easy weekend. Like Saturday was 2 live streams was a bit much, but yesterday I had the entire day to myself, so I went outside for a walk. I did some chores in the house. I watched the Counter-Strike finals on Blast Premier. It was a very intense match between FaZe Clan and Heroic. Heroic won out in the end. Spoilers. It was... I enjoyed it. So let's scale the circle by 2000, or do we do this differently? We are going to have to turn these into RGB values, So we do have the profile of a circle. That's good. This is exactly what I wanted. But now I want to make sure that we can easily convert these to RGB values. So it's going to be 255 times 2. Circle is going to get a bit squished. It's going to be a big boy. The Russian chat users is sus. Oh, thank you, Alexei, for translating and interpreting here. So now let's move it down. Down, down, down. No, we'll move it up. We'll move it up because otherwise the math won't check out. So we do have a circular profile. It's squished down a bit, but we're going to extrude it again. And now what we're gonna do is we add how many? 10 or 11 sample points along this line, and then we just sample the height at those points, and then we make a gradient out of this that we apply to these bamboo sticks. So we'll use the circle profile, and once we've got that gradient once, we'll make a swatch out of it. Swatch is sort of like preset, a preset gradient layout for use in Illustrator, and then we can make any element round. What's your idea to add a boss with unusual mechanics so that people are going to beat him in a crowd? I do have some ideas about this. And Niels B says, I have no idea what you're making. It's a circle. Oh, it's just a joke, Alexi said. It's a circle. We're going to make bamboo sticks, Niels. This is the original texture for the bamboo sticks, but we are going to make a displacement map. We're going to tell the engine like how raised portions of the bamboo stick are. So we need to make this flat rectangle into a bamboo stick. And we're going to use a circular profile for that. It'll become apparent really quickly from here on out. So maybe we make the gradient inside of the same file to save us a bit of work. We start with 0, so black 0 is the is like the background of this, and the high point of the circle is going to be 255, which is raised. Let me make a quick example, like whoop. We move this one to 50%. It didn't make space and the other do the graphics. Yeah, they did. And now we're making a different style out of those textures. Alright, so we've got this gradient going from black to white. And this, if you would draw it out in a shape, is sort of like a rectangle because it's going linearly from black, which is the recessed portion of the texture, to white, the high portion of the texture. But now we want to make this gradient accommodate the circle instead. I want a new boss. Well, I'm not going to be your boss. No one's your boss. So maybe we do just like we did with the other tricks, we do a binary search, sort of. We start measuring the circle at different intervals. So we do know that this line, so if we draw a line over here, this line should be 255 pixels. Yeah, the line is not straight. Let me get this straight. 255 pixels. And let's add a red color to it. Stroke it like this. I don't really like my boss. Nobody likes their boss, Roji. It's a fact of life. Deal with it. Okay, so we draw a horizontal line, and at the midpoint here, where is the intersection? Here it is, intersect. We'll draw another line, 221 pixels. So we are going to add a stop here, exactly in the center, which is 75. And this is going to be RGB 221. And we have to do the same thing on the other side. So at location 25%, because the circle is symmetrical, we can easily do this 221, 221, 221. Boom. I didn't see this coming, but this is supposedly what a gradient circle displacement map looks like. Alexei, can you see the magic happening here? Can you see what's up? So I think we'll have to add the most detail towards the sides. So I don't think that adding a stop in between this is going to be like super revolutionary, because if you draw a straight line from here to there, it's pretty close. It's a pretty close approximation. we can fill it in later, but let's take this line and then do another binary division here. So let's draw a circle from here, intersect to there, and it needs to be on the path. We need to get a bit closer here. Where is it? Where is it? Intersect. And we're gonna hit the path. Boom. It's 169 pixels. Nice. So we add another stop in between here, which is going to be at 87.5. And it was 169, 169, 169. Boom. Then we add another stop over here, location 12.5, 169, 69, 169. A watermelon attacked Roji. How? Alexi will be gone for half an hour and learning some scripts. Good, good. Learning is always good. I can already feel that we're gonna get a super big problem over here because we won't have enough room for all of our stops. But don't worry. Again, if we draw a straight line between these 2 points, it's pretty indicative, or like it's pretty representative of that circle shape, circle profile. So let's intersect one more time with the line over here, 124. And we are still like 124. That's still very far off of 0. So it's going to be hard to cram one in here, but let's do it. Which is going to be at 87 plus 100 divided by 2. 93.75. 93.75. Will there be new characters? You never know. So it feels like hardly anything changed. This is going to be at 625. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so already our gradient is a lot whatchamacallit, more spread out here, which is good. And then do we add one more line? Like one more stop in between? Yeah, I feel we're like shaving off a bit too much here. So let's make this line even smaller, intersect it one more time. 89. Okay, so finally we're below the halfway point. And this is going to be a pretty good representation this way. So this line is 89 pixels and it's in between those other stops. Now I sort of need to stretch this out a lot here. So I'm not a big fan of like tweaking the workspace like this because I like my workspace as is, but I think if we move it back to the side, we will be able, yeah, we can get it absolutely perfect. So it doesn't really matter. I feel really anxious doing this, but there's no need to be anxious. So we add 100, divide by 2, and this stop is going to be at 96.875. 96.875. 88, okay. And it was at 89, 89, 89, 89, boom. And then this stop is going to be at, we do this minus plus 100, 3125. 3125. Yeah? No. 3125. And again, this stop is at 89, 89, 89. Do we do one more? Like now that we've expanded this, we can sort of add one more. It will be good for the sides. The sides should be extreme. Now, one thing that's going to work against us is that we are smoothing all of our normals anyway. So the definition might be gone a little bit, but let's not worry about that too much. Okay. And then we have another one at 62, 61 pixels. 62 or 61 pixels. So let's go over into this one, add a stop, divide by 2, 156, let's just call it 156. Why are you Firefly? Because that's my nickname? Is that, why are you Roji? Like, huh? Sometimes you are because you are. 9844. Six two, 6262. There we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stops here. We did quite some work. And now we should look into this remaining portion. Yeah, it's not the best. We are definitely chopping off some detail here, but like, what can you do? What can you do? Eventually, this is going to be smoothed out anyway, but we did our best to get the profile of a circle in here. I'm Roji because of Igor. Hey, I didn't even think of this. So maybe I'm Firefly because I'm... no, it's not a bad translation, it's good. So what's Firefly backwards? So maybe I'm Firefly because Firefly, I-L-F-E-R, because I'm actually called Ilfariv. That's my original name, Ilfariv. I thought it was maybe Roger or Rogier or something, but Igor, hey, that makes sense. Welcome, Igor. Right, so this is our gradient profile, and I kind of want to keep this file around. So let's call it reference files circular displacement. This is gonna come in handy like everywhere, because now we can make rounded elements in our thing. It also shows the dangers of using the inner glow that we've been using throughout so far, because the inner glow is linear, and linear is definitely different compared to circular. But we'll copy the profile over here, and then we can just assign it to the sticks. So let's do that. Use the eyedropper tool. Now, and hopefully everyone can now see the magic happening. These are now round bamboo poles. Looking good, ain't it? Ain't it? This was the idea that I had, so this is what I wanted to try out. And now we want to see what this looks like in Pixplant if we get the 3D effect of a circle. So let's go back to the base bamboo PBR displacement and open it up in Pixplant and see what we get with displacement and normal mapping. Like one day Pixplant takes a lot of time to start up, and other days it's just super quick. I have no idea why that is, but open it up. Alright, check it out, check it out. So it's not perfectly rounded, but it's very much close enough for me. It's a bit elongated, which is what she said, but I don't think we need to tweak it too much. If we turn off the displacement map, yeah, you can see that this is really giving off the illusion of the poles being circular. And now I'm wondering what happens once we start smoothing this out, because I want to go with smooth here. Okay, still good, still good. Displacement map, still good, still pretty good. This is definitely much more rounded and a better vibe and a better feel to it than the effect that we have on the bricks, for instance. So that's good, that's good. This is a nice normal map for it. So let's save it under the bamboo folder, bamboo variations, bamboo PBR normal. I think it should have dashes in there. PNG. About bamboo. Yeah. What's up, Igor? and we extract a displacement, or sorry, ambient occlusion map from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which looks very serviceable. Like definitely a dark area in between the sticks, and then the sticks themselves are less occluded. We call this one Bamboo PBR Ambient Occlusion, AO. Save it. Next up, we make the material map. Cinder blocks. We just copy over. I always copy over the cinder blocks. I think in the future we will be copying over the bamboo thing because it's like the first one in the folder. Because here's the thing, maybe we can from now on work alphabetically instead of not alphabetically. Bamboo, good mood. Nice. I'm glad that we were able to lift your spirits. It's just what I do, even while working, because this is sort of working. Relink. Let's add the bamboo ambient occlusion in here. Like that. That's good. Switch back to the main layer, save it. And we save this out as bamboo PBR material. And we also want a albedo map. And I'm not sure if we can just copy over. Like for instance, do we have one for bricks? Bricks PBR albedo, sure. It's going to be empty. Bamboo PBR albedo. Doma. A Doma Babini. Do you have a baby house or do you have a bamboo house? I do not understand. I do not understand Russian well enough to like instantly know what you are talking about. Okay, we're adding the bamboo to the sheet. Let's go. Bamboo variations. It's this one. It's got a very different dimensionality to it if you compare it to the other textures. And that's mostly because we do not have any vertical normal mapping just yet. That's going to be added very soon. And this is mathematically easily explained. Well, easily, but it's mathematically explained because the Y normal is on the green channel, and the green channel is the one that has got the most luminosity to it for our eyes. So it's even mathematically or like scientifically accurate. Did you want to learn Russian yourself? No, I just pick up bits and pieces left and right by live streaming. I will not pretend that I'm a real good Russian speaker or anything. But I try my best to learn words like Privyet, Как dela, Spasiba, Poka, which is supposedly saying goodbye informally. So I try my best to speak at least a few words, because I think it's nice to address people in their native tongue. Angeldust, go generation. Make it. Angeldust. Artwork, textures, PBR. Game world, convert the regular texture sheet. Boom. Do I want to learn Russian? Not specifically. It's not something that I'm super interested in, but I'll pick up more words and phrases as we go. Also, translating the game has taught me a lot of Russian. Okay, so here we have a wall of textures, and now we can add the bamboo to it. Hey. Ambient occlusion. You can still see the bamboo is slightly specular, so it's not super rough, but it has a little bit of like specularity to it, and it's really reminiscent of a circular shape. So mission accomplished, I'd say. The texture direction is in the same direction, and now the only thing that we need to add still is the stick endings. For lack of a better word, stick endings. We need to add those still. But let's add a lamp here, see what the lighting effect looks like. Do you know who you are, Lololoshka? What? No, don't know what Lolo Lololosh, guys. If I just offended the entire country of Russia or some other country, I'm sorry. I did not know what I was getting into. It does remind me of a song called something. And here we see the effect when the sun is shining almost directly into the bamboo. The ambient occlusion is almost like fully gone. Oh, this looks so good. This part where the lantern lights up the ambient occlusion here, this looks so good. I'm gonna make a screenshot here because this is just so good. It's a real nice style. If you can pull this off, like, wow, this is so realistic. Now you might say that, like, radiosity wise, whoa, you saw the shadow come in there. This is such a high fidelity shading of this block. Sorry, I'm getting excited about just a very simple bamboo texture here, but it's just so good. I never asked for this, but it looks so good. I never asked for this. So, very good start, very good effect. The idea that I had in my head definitely works. And now we only need to add the horizontal separators here. And now watch me get absolutely destroyed by these horizontal separators. So we should probably measure these in Illustrator, see at which level they're at. And how do we do that? We just start drawing lines, I think. New layer for our line. This texture is 640, 640. Yes, it is. Oh, we can use rulers as well. So this ruler of the world, the ruler is at Y325. So I'm going to cool style. Yes, that's what I believed. That's what I thought. Cool style. The let's call this sticks. And then we'll make another layer called stones. No, separators or ends. We call this ends. Easy for ends. And the separators are going to be 96 wide. And how tall are they gonna be? They shouldn't be too tall. Too tall. Here we go. This is one of our separators, and this is even too tall, so we can shrink it down a bit. So let's make it 16 pixels. Feels pretty good, but I think... Okay, so we are working in a sort of cartoonish style still. The only thing that we're going to do now is to multiply the displacement map so that the portion is in the background. So we probably want this to be white. So long. See you later, Roji, Igor. See you later. Thanks for dropping by. Definitely helped lighten up the live stream a little bit. I hope you have a nice day. So we could go with a rounded end as well. So if we rotate this 90 degrees like this, and then we set the transparency to multiply. It is... It is exactly what we didn't want. So let's make it a simple linear. Fade the edges to black. Yeah, this is perfect. This is what we wanted. See, we fade the gradient to black so that the engine knows that the bamboo stick ends there and it's pushed neatly against the other one. This is exactly the effect that we wanted. Good. Then the next stick is over at this height, which is 220. Let's calculate it. 220 divided by 640. Okay, this is too close to 1/3 to not make use of this. So we're going to place the next one at 160. Y 160. So we got half, 1/3. Okay, that's good. Then we check this one. It's at 386. 386 divided by 640. 60%. Okay. Let's trust the original texture here. 0.6 times 480. Let's do 88. 288. So it's just off center, which adds the playfulness to it. Then this separator is at 516 divided by 640, which is at 80. Okay, 0.80 times 480, 384. This is just a bit of number magic, trying to emulate the layout of the original bamboo block texture. And this one is at 140. 141 divided by 640. It's 0.22. Do we want to move this to 1/4 then? Or do we trust the original? We can do 1/4. Maybe it will line up with some other textures then. So that's 120. 120. So looking in the navigator over here, we definitely, yeah, we are very close to the original layout. Already you can see some differences. So I think that having these separators be 16 pixels is maybe already too thick. But the original does have like thicker separators, like 20 pixels like this. But we want to keep the number of background pixels as low as possible. So I really would be a fan of going with 12 here. So to have these very closely connected bamboo separator stick things. But maybe let's run with 12 and see what it looks like in game, because we are smoothing this out anyway. Because basically we don't want any separation at all. But this looks good. This looks good. And I love the circular profile on it. So we're saving the displacement map. And then updating PixPlant. Displacement, like this. Alright, so we can see the separators in there. Disable this, normal map, smooth it out. And now we see this vertical normal mapping coming in, so we do get some high luminosity, like high change visuals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the new ambient occlusion map. It looks nice with the separators. If you look at the ambient occlusion map, you could say that the separators might be a bit thicker, so to add a bit more symmetry to this. On the other hand, maybe it's good to have symmetry or like a difference between the horizontal gaps and the vertical gaps, because that's also realistic. You're not going to like be able to mash all of these sticks very closely together in all directions. So we save this as the ambient occlusion, and then we update the material map. Because we can. Material map, variations, material, boom, bada. And visually, you can already see that the bamboo is now much more close to the other textures. So I like it. Let's run with this, see what it looks like. And if this works, we'll have made this texture in about half an hour.
Oh, no time to waste, let's go.
Great improvement. Here we go. Here we go. Looking good. You can see the sort of asymmetry because of the light being to the left here. So there's a bit of asymmetry to the separators now. If I remove the light, the separators are going to look more symmetrical. But of course the sun is now to the right. So it's a very subtle and nice effect that we get. Even though we have a very symmetrical texture, due to the way that light works in the real life, we still get like different things going on. Good, good. The backside is, there's a bit of light bleed going on here. If we remove this lamp, the light bleed is gone. And I like the ambient occlusion. It's pretty good, it's pretty good. So now we should see if there's a build in the game where we can see this texture in action. And I'm having trouble remembering which builds have got bamboo in them. Maybe we just visit a random one and hope that there's bamboo.
Oh, no time to waste. Let's go.
Okay, so this house has got bamboo. Bamboozled. It looks serviceable. It's bamboo. It's good. I don't mind it. Also, one moment. I need to probably write a message here. Yeah. Deep. There we go. This doesn't usually happen, but ever since I'm now streaming during the daytime, it can just happen that people send me a message. Right, random wonder. Boom. Neferspi, built by Obi. Very random that we ended up here. Is there any bamboo to be seen? If Obi was in the chat, they would probably say, yeah, of course there's bamboo. There's bamboo everywhere. But I have trouble finding it. Is that bamboo? No, bricks. More bricks. Bricks everywhere. How do we find bamboo? Let me check the website. Maybe we can deduce. I think the 12 kingdoms, probably 12 kingdoms must have bamboo. So wonder number 12 is the 12 kingdoms. It's easy to remember. Rob 12, Wonder 12, 12 kingdoms. That's the way I remember it. Okay, now the idea of sending a text message is that you get a reply, so boom, there we go. Anyway, let's see if we can find some bamboo here. I'm pretty sure Rob used some bamboo. We've got grass. The grass looks nice. I can't help but notice how nice everything looks in this style. The bricks, decent, nice even. Maybe Rob combined bamboo here? No, no bamboo. Is there also a horizontal block of this? Not that I'm aware of. That is a good question, Crunchy. Bamboo is always vertically aligned. On the floor you can probably... yeah, it will be horizontal in a way, but there's no horizontal version of it. ID for a new block? ID for a new block? Question mark.
Hey,
Bamboo here. Rob, please. Bricks. Plaster. Cinder blocks.
Been looking for this.
Maybe the tourist hut. The tourist hut might be bamboo. If the tourist hut isn't bamboo, we're going to the next random wonder because... hamburger with the lot. Chuk wants some hamburgers, okay? Rob also knows how the NPCs work. Crunchy says, yes, yes, please. The roof is made out of cloth. And the hut is not made out of bamboo. We got scammed. We got scammed here. There's no bamboo on the beach. There's no bamboo in the lighthouse. Is there bamboo in the village? How hard can it be? Like, everybody buys bamboo. Everyone makes the same mistake. You always accidentally buy the bamboo block. And then no one uses it. Everyone hates the bamboo block. No bamboo here. Okay. I will open up the website. You can even check it with me. Crunchy, if you know a wonder that has bamboo, tell me the number. City of Heroes. Might have bamboo. Not sure where. Valesi. We are not allowed to visit it. Striped Road might be a good place to visit. Frota. So Crunchy doesn't, okay. Le Royaume, Salomon's Castle, Aspatia, 12 Kingdoms, Pexanima, Violet Castle, Countwood de Villa, Dragonthroat Value, San Valentin, Electrode, Bevoy, Halloween, Eclipsy, Magical Winter. None of these stand out as using bamboo. So our best bet might be the Striped Road. Wonder number 3. Teleport Wonder 3. There might be a bamboo building right next to us. I do remember this yellow sand, but I'm not sure if there's bamboo to go with it. I think one of the goals for the City of Heroes was to illustrate all of the blocks. Now we just have to find them. Or basically we just spent half an hour making a texture that nobody uses. But still. I can carry it around like this, here. Look at it, it's my bamboo block. No bamboo. The upside is that we get to watch all of these builds in the new render style. And I really love it. So I don't really mind. No bamboo there either.
Nothing like that new treasure smell.
Okay. Then we'll just try our luck one more time. And otherwise we'll keep this texture. Solomon's Castle, I don't think this has got any bamboo. Eclipsy might have bamboo mixed in with other blocks. Let's try Eclipsy. It uses a lot of different blocks, so maybe there's bamboo mixed in here as well. Sandy bricks. Maybe over to the field. The field has got a lot of yellow.
Hey, sweet haul.
Fields of gold. Still no bamboo. Right, we created a texture that no one uses. Doesn't take away from the fact that it looks pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, we're not allowed to go to the left here, because that's a new build that we're not allowed to visit just yet. But still, things look really good. Things look really good. Even though there's no bamboo. One more random wonder. 12 Kingdoms. We already visited this, but we can go the other way. Maybe we've got bamboo on this side. Nobody uses bamboo because there is no horizontal variant. Okay. Nobody said that. Oh, this would be the perfect village to use bamboo, but they don't. It doesn't. Oh my. I'm pretty sure I've seen bamboo facades in this build somewhere. I am the Count. Ha ha ha. Good. Let me just casually walk through these walls. Bamboo anywhere, please? We spent so much time looking for bamboo. I forgot what we were doing. I think we just move on to the next texture. The bamboo column. Because that one is actually used everywhere. And by everywhere, I mean in some places. One more wonder, otherwise I give up. Exanima West. Even for my kingdom, for one bamboo block, just one. Alexi, is there any bamboo to be had? This hut, it looks
Nothing like
perfect
that
for bamboo.
new treasure smell.
See the yellows? The mellow yellow. Let's get into the hut with the bamboo. There's no bamboo. This wheat field, perfect location for bamboo blocks. Nowhere to be found. Robotic used to have a house that was bamboo, but used to have, so we can't visit it anymore. Alright. Let's take one more look at the list. Come on, I want to check the block, I want to see it in action, in real life. Maybe Ruan used it in Aspatia. Let's go to 11. Wonder 11. Aspatia. This one uses bamboo everywhere. You can tell by the materials and the colors and everything. Bricks. Cinder blocks. More bricks. Very high contrast bricks even. No bamboo. No bamboo. No bamboo. We do have the church though. Church looks nice. One last option is Countworth de Vilia by Angelio. It's got a lot of differently colored buildings to the side. It might use bamboo somewhere. Come on, Angelio, tell me you used bamboo on some of the yellow buildings. Plaster. Plaster. Sandy bricks. It does look good though. I mean, this looks good, doesn't it? The lighting and the material textures that we already made. I like it. I love it. Here, this wooden alleyway, even though we have to redo the wooden texture, don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it if I were you. No bamboo anywhere. I give up. I give up. So as far as I can test, it looks good. I think we did a very mathematical, clean approach to it, and it looks good. But we don't have any build to illustrate it in real life. We have the Japanese build. What is the Japanese build called? It's the Seinevoy, Bivoy, Electrode, the latest Angelio build with the Japanese style. That must have bamboo. No way it doesn't have bamboo. 36. It was rated highest wonder. AOB. Here we go. Bamboo aplenty. Bamboo everywhere. Now just show it to me. Release. Unveil your secrets. Where is the bamboo? Here is bamboo. And there's bamboo on the tables. Whoa. And there's a bit of texture artifacting going on. Okay, here we've got plenty of bamboo. I like it. I love it. It looks bamboo-ish. It looks very round. The lighting is nice on it. And good bamboo. So finally we were able to test some of it. Wonder 36. Let's keep this in mind. I'm not sure if there are larger structures that use bamboo. There should be, but I don't see them at the moment. But these sort of sushi tables. I'm probably offending the entire country here, but they look like sushi kitchen, sushi tables to me. It's good. Also, the vibrance of the colors is so much better ever since I toned down the lighting. Maybe we should just commit that change because it's such a big improvement. Okay, so next up, the bamboo columns. Hey, bamboo floors, bamboo floors. Hold your horses. Crunchy, if you were asking about horizontal bamboo, this is some horizontal bamboo. Okay, light falling onto it. Ooh, I can almost feel the bamboo here. I can almost feel it. Oh, unfortunately the sun is now gone, because there's actually a building in front of it. This is bamboo combined with shifting sand. Okay, so we probably need the sand texture before we can actually see the entire thing. It looks nice. It looks very nice here. Wonder 36 for bamboo. Let's keep that in mind. Good. Good. So we can exit the game. I think this texture is just about done. We did our best on it, and it is the best. So what more do you want? Definitely a nice profile to this roundedness. And now we're gonna have to see if we can make this work for the side of the column. And let's call that base bamboo stick. And we might even make separate folders. I think bamboo stick, one folder for this is good. But here comes a problem. You already saw it coming. Here comes a problem, because the bamboo stick itself is... We no longer want the roundedness to be... Let me draw the problem. So we did a block now. We did the block, the full block bamboo. A block sort of looks like this. And what we did, we added the gradient to make round sticks onto the block like this. It's only 4 here, but that doesn't really matter. And then the sticks move down to the bottom like this. And there's sort of like the same profile going on here at the bottom. So it's more like this and more like this. So we can easily make a displacement map for this, because the displacement map is just a simple rendition of this profile. And we measured it at several points and we made a gradient out of it. That's good. But now we run into the problem that we have the column. And the column is a tall block. This is sort of exaggerated, but that doesn't really matter. Boom. And from the engine itself, it gets a normal mapping per face. So this face points this way and this face points this way. It's got hard edges like this. And now we want to give it a more round appearance. So that would be nice to make this bamboo stick, this bamboo column, feel more round than it actually is. We can't do a profile on this, so we can't... Looks like someone ate that block. Get out. Indeed, get out. It looks like someone ate the block. Like his teeth were put into it. But don't worry, don't worry. We're gonna make it better. So we can't make a profile like this on the column, because then we would have the same profile over here, like this. And on the bottom as well, like this. And then it would be circular here as well. And then it would look like a weird sort of candy. What we do want is to more gently taper it like this. Add a more gentle curve to it, so that we want to make a circle that spans all of these points. Yeah, this is exactly what we want. Why are we even talking about this? We need to make a circle that touches all of these points like this, to give off the illusion that we're working with a round column instead of a square one. So like this, and goes beyond that. So we, easy peasy, Crunchy says, easy peasy. This is going to involve math. This is going to involve math. Unfortunately. Wait, maybe we can cheat. Using Pixplant we can cheat. We can take a look at what Pixplant thinks the radius is, and then we just use that. It's easy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Easy peasy. Indeed. Crunchy is right on the money. Right on the money, Crunchy. 224, 480. That's the dimensions of a column block in the engine. We just make a single square, single rectangle that's got the dimension. We open up our reference circular displacement, copy it over, boom, oops. We copy it over. This is just what we don't want. Boom, bam. We have the beginnings of a great texture. Now we just need to scale this as much as we need. So this is actually the circular displacement, we call it. Underneath we're going to create a black layer, so a background layer that we can use to scale the values. Boom, boom, boom. There's probably some kind of mathematical approach to this, but we're just going to use our binary search technique again. So we start at 50%, which already sort of looks too dark, but we're going to use our binary search approach to finding the right value here. This is going to be the bamboo stick. Bamboo stick. It is called bamboo stick, right? Bamboo stick additional, yeah. Bamboo stick. Yeah, once we learn this once, it will become easier for all of the things. So we can make round metal pipes, for instance, and we can make round barrels. Because here's the thing, we now have this circular profile, which looks absolutely amazing. And if we use that for the roofing tiles, for instance, we can make curved roofing tiles that are perfectly curved. It's going to make our life so much easier. This is called the bamboo stick displacement. We save it. It's a bit of pioneering work here. Our file got saved in the wrong folder. This always happens in Illustrator. Okay, that's looking good. We can close the circular reference thing. Close all of these files. Boom. And we want to preview this at 1 by 1, I believe. Model, box, cylinder, plane, ball, custom. I hope we can... Right? Oh, it is set to 1 by 1. Okay, so we can see that the displacement should be a bit more. So let's tweak the layer. Let's make it, let's go with 100 and see what it looks like then. Because maybe it does need to be 100. Maybe these values work relatively and we've already solved the problem by doing this. Fridge door, yeah, indeed, this is the fridge door. Here we go again. So maybe this is a perfect circle. Well, it even isn't. So my man made a fridge door. That's what I do, baby. So this is already too little displacement, sort of. So maybe we just can't get it to look round, normal. Smooth it out like this. Displacement. Okay, well, can we scale it? Does that even work? Yeah, okay, then we remove the displacement. This just might be the best that we can do. Because if I enable displacement, then it starts to look very round. Now we don't have displacement mapping in the engine, so let's not worry about that. But somehow we need to get this normal scale set up. We can expand this to maximum. Take it to the maximum. Take it to the maximum. Fridge door. Ah, it looks round. It looks round. It's the lighting that sort of messes it up, but it looks round. It looks as round as possible. But still, I don't like that we have to use the normal scale feature. So one more time. What happens if we just open it by default, like this, and then we smooth it out? The corners are slightly problematic, but maybe we just don't worry about it. And the normal scale, 38. It's not that it adds that much. It's not that it adds that much. Okay, it does add that much. It's a pillow. It needs an image one side on it with your crush. Okay, it's a body pillow. Let's not go there, girlfriend. We're gonna do it. We're using the default thing. I don't want to complicate things. So smooth it out. Save the normal map. Bamboo stick. Variations. Bamboo stick. PBR. Normal. Boom. Saved. Ambient occlusion map for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a bit odd, but we're running with this. It's a bit odd, but hey, it's bamboo. What did you expect? It's bamboo. Okay, we're done with that. Now we need to make the material map out of it. Do we already have a column block made? Let's look in the texture. Yes, sir. We have... No, sir. We don't have. Yes, sir. We have the wooden pole. Wooden planks. Pole. This one and this one. Bamboo stick. Bamboo stick. PBR material base. Bamboo stick. Stickeroni. Now we can toss out everything here. Boom. Much better. Let's run with this displacement for now. And we need to replace the files here. So this is going to be the bamboo stick base. Boop. And this is going to be the bamboo stick AO. Bamboo stick AO. I don't know why sometimes the one file is on top and other times the other one is on top. I have no idea. Transparent, save it, bamboo stick. A bamboo stick, PBR material. Okay, we've got the stick, we've got the normal. Now we just need to have an albedo, but that's just an empty file. I can't draw this one by hand. Check it out. Check out the madman. Wow. I did it. Bamboo stick. Ah, it doesn't have PBR in the name. Bamboo stick, PBR, albedo. Save it. Save it. Boom, close. And then we'll probably rename the other file. Bamboo stick, PBR displacement, bamboo stick, PBR displacement. There we go, finally it works. We've got everything, publish it. So we haven't done the top part just yet, but we can do that later on. Let's first focus on the side profile. I was always forced to use Illustrator, and I'm still convinced you can do more with Microsoft Word. The what? It might. But I'm not entirely sure, Niels. I like Illustrator. Well, I like is a big word, but I use Illustrator. I tolerate Illustrator. Over the years I've got quite adept at it, and it's a good tool for the job. If you don't want to do destructive editing like in Photoshop, Illustrator is a pretty decent vector illustration program. I don't mind it too much. I definitely wouldn't say that you can do more in Word. Like once you know the tools, Illustrator is a pretty good program. It is quite expensive though, so I will give you that.
No time to waste. Let's go.
Let's see if we can find the bamboo stick in here. Bamboo stick. Bamboo stick. Look at it, it's so round. It is so round. It is perfectly round. True, it's a joke. I thought as much. It's so round. You can download it for free. Yeah, you can get the CS2 version, I think, for free these days. It's not perfectly round. It's not perfect, but it does try its best. Like, let's not knock on the bamboo pillar. It does try its best to be round. It does try its best to be round. Which does beg the question, do we need to go extreme? Do we need to use that one trick that doctors hate? Doctors hate him. We smooth it out and then we scale the normals all the way up. Like, is that the thing that we need to do? We can try it, just for once, we can try it. It's set to tiling, so that's good. It's definitely got more roundness to it now, so... But are you not trying to make it round, or is it supposed to be square? Well, the geometry is square, but it's supposed to look round. Yeah, it does have more roundness to it, this way. Like the... ignore the small bit of flickering here. Like, it does offer a more round appearance with the normals extruded all the way. Can smoothing out be negative like cup? Maybe. Look at it, look at it. From we're shooting from afar effect here. So when you look at it as at a small size, which coincidentally is what she said, it is pretty okay. Let me pull up the OBS screen here. It looks like a round stick now. Nobody can convince me otherwise. So even though it is a square thing, and of course the illusion will not hold like if you go close up, I feel it is very round. Maybe hide border lines for it? Border lines. You're taking me over the borderline. I mean, Niels, here, it is borderlines. Yeah. There's things we can try here. Also, the top has got the same texture, so it's got a rounded top to it, which is an interesting effect in itself. But like super close up, there's this 1 pixel line over here that sort of breaks the illusion, and that's because there's this Hilbert curve. We should have used a Hilbert curve instead of the perfectly circular thing, because then the second order effect, it's... Anyway. But it's a square thing that now looks more round. So what does this look like in a Verspi? That's the big question. We work iteratively here. Wonder 4 in a Verspi.
I'll make sure no one gets hurt.
For instance, we'll get these brick columns, like just a tangent here. The brick columns, they should look square, like the bricks are square. But the idea is that we try to make these bamboo sticks, because they are bamboo sticks, to make them look round. Now the question to you, the viewer at home, is: do these pillars look round? Like, it's not gonna get better than this. So, is this a nice effect? Ooh, this is almost, well, almost, this is screenshot worthy. Screenshot. There's some nice shading going on. Now Obi is probably going to tell us that no, it was meant to be, it's meant to be square. The bamboo sticks are meant to be square. But seen from an angle, you definitely get this round effect to it. I think I like it.
Been looking for this.
I think I like it. Also, what's up with your horror face? All of these people are bottom lit. They look like horror dudes. I will not say that they look horrible, but they look like horror man.
And now we found the loot. And
You too?
we're
No, your
happy.
face is good. You are okay. The rest, not so much. Bricks, bricks. Righto. I think we can use this as a base. We do need to keep in mind that we have to stretch out the normals. And one more question is, of course, like these pixels here on the side. Do they disappear if we remove the tiling? No. Maybe that artifact is always going to be with us. Because we don't have the like pixel resolution to not have these edges in there. I'm just looking at the effect here in Pixplant. Or maybe it's just best to keep it as it was. It looks really rounded, but if don't close enough. You know it, you preach it. Let's try one more time. If we do not do the extreme normal trick. It's so extreme. Publish it. Replace it. This is a straight up square. You are a straight up square. Because there's a difference between the geometry, so the geometry is always going to be square, and the look that you get because of the normal mapping. It's always going to be a square. I mean, it's a square column. But the idea is that we can sort of try to make the look of it more round. More subtle. I do feel that the other version was more rounded than this. Just my my totally independent observation. So then we need to make a note here. Then it does the job. Bamboo stick, PBR displacement. We're going to add back in the separators, and they are at the ends, or like the end portions, to flatten off the sides. So let's open up the PBR bamboo stick PBR displacement, and then we'll copy over these ends. Lock the layer here. So let's make a new layer. Ends. Easy for ends, ends, ends. And these are going to be 2 to 4. Boop. And then it's going to be aligned like this. Whoop. In the center, top. 112, that's good. Y0. And then at the bottom we'll have the same thing. The artboard is a bit smaller than what you see on the screen, so it's gonna look like this. It looks like a proper cylinder. And then we open that one up. Oop. So now the top and the bottom are tapered off a bit. It looks a bit weird if you look at it in this view, but trust me, this will look good. Like this adds in the top and the bottom portions. And now again the question is, do we want to scale these normals by a lot? Let's just first try the version without scaling them. And then we extract the ambient occlusion too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. Save this, save it there, replace it, update it. I think the extreme normal scale works really well. But I'm afraid that if we start using it too much, we sometimes forget to apply it to the texture.
Oh, no time to waste, let's go.
Because it's a manual step, so if it works automatically, that would be a lot better. Right, so now we get this effect of the bamboo like being broken up in parts. And we could argue, because I think the effect is a bit too strong maybe, we could argue that since this is a bamboo stick and not multiple bamboo sticks as with the bamboo block, we could argue that the and maybe this also holds for the bamboo block itself, that the ends are not as deep as the rest. So maybe we should give off the illusion of it being one continuous bamboo pole. Know what I'm saying? No, sir, I have no idea what you are saying. Know what I'm saying? No, I have no idea what you are saying. So we make this less deep. We make it less deep. Take these and then we just make them half as deep. So instead of it being separate things that are stacked on top of each other, we make it one continuous, like appear more of a continuous thing. So maybe 33% like this. Maybe we can even go with 25%. Let's ignore our whole binary search thing. Let's just make it even more subtle. Bamboo stick displacement. Like, I don't have the perfect workflow for Pixplan lined up just yet, but we do our best, right? So much more subtle displacement on the top and the bottom here. And then we save this as the bamboo stick texture, normal thing, boom, yep. Extract the ambient occlusion. And the idea is now that the top and bottom occlusion is more subtle as well, because we made the difference between the two blocks a lot less. A lot of blah blah, but you'll see the effect. Publish. Let's go. Convert. Boom. And maybe we can then also decrease the effect on the regular bamboo block. It's still there, but it's less deep, which is what she said. Like, it doesn't feel like we're cutting off the entire column anymore. It's just a more subtle transition within the column. And of course, because this is the PBR style and we sort of decided on a textureless texture style, we don't add too much texture within the block. Boy, hey Gaston, how are you doing? Fadi, what's up? We're doing bamboo today. I hope you're in the mood for bamboo, because it's gonna be a lot of bamboo. No, we're almost done though. We're almost done though. Ah, look at that, look at that. That's some nice bamboo. One more time. I can dig it, I can dig it. So let's head over to the Xenovoy Wonder, see if we... I think there are some poles here. Under the tables. Yeah, here. So bamboo poles under the tables. They've just got like very little texture to them, but it's good. Also here we have a different configuration of the block itself. So maybe we don't really want to go overboard with the normals. Retain a bit of the original layout, and then it's all good. So now the question becomes, do we want to have the separators between the bamboo be more subtle as well? It's something we can just test out for consistency. So let's go back to the bamboo block, this one, and we can try to make this 25 as well. So more subtle transitions between the bamboo itself. So we focus on the vertical structure and not so much on the horizontal structure. Let's see what that looks like. For this one we can go back to 2x2. Gaston says, I'm crying. Oh, I'm crying. I have the perfect amount of money to buy the Angeldust 3D, but my money can't pay the tax. Well, call your government, say like, oi, can you please remove the tax just for once? Can you please remove the tax for me? Ah, I'm sorry to hear that. I have the perfect amount of money, but I cannot pay the tax. It's literally 1 cent. How did this happen? How did this happen? Yeah, I have no idea what the solution here is, Gaston. Can you ask someone for 1 cent? I have no idea how it works with all of the store credit stuff and so on. Oh, I feel for you. How? How?
Oh, no time to waste. Let's go.
And now Gaston has to go. Okay, so basically the only thing that Gaston came to do here was to try and see if I could remove 1 cent from the Google Play Store price. And now you have to go. Okay, you see you later, Gaston. It's all good. It's all good.
No time to waste. Let's go.
Senavoy. Okay, so it might make sense to have a smaller delineation vertically than horizontally, because it adds a bit to the texture directionality. So is this better or worse than what we had before? That's for you to decide. I think the previous version was a bit too strong for the columns, like with looks great. I like it. Shadows are thick. Yes, remove it. Make it less than 1 cent. Yeah, I don't have the authority to change tax regulations in your country, Gaston. But I'm sad to hear that you have 1 cent, 1 cent too few, too less, too whatever, too little. I think for this block it worked. It looks very. I think it worked better with the deeper cut. I think it worked better with the deeper cut. So maybe we go to 50. I know everyone wants this to be done, like as quickly as possible, but maybe we go with like halfway, and then we also make the column halfway. Or not. A bamboo stick of 1 meter, that's about like this size. Not sure if you can see it. Because I think I like this texture more with like the super high intensity cuts in between them. I definitely felt that that was more close to the original. So let's go back. Again, as they say, the devil is in the details, so it's always a matter of luck. Because the gap is already, it's got a different character to it already. So let's go with this. And then maybe we do the column, we keep it at 25. I can live with this. Save it. One more time. Here we go. Gaston says it looks very good. Yes, that,
Underway, so
like
let's go.
everything we do in this style just looks so good. But we're looking for the best. Aren't we, Mr. Samurai? Hey, look at me when I talk to you. Hello. The dragon statue you see here? What about it? I think I like this better with the deeper cut in there. And then the column can be more subdued.
Come on,
Like
there's
this.
monsters to kill.
And it does have a bit of roundness to it. Maybe not like super much. Like once we stretch the normals, it would look rounder. Hudbin says, nice. Hey, you look nice, Hudbin. Or shall we try just one more time? With the columns, like super extreme. The map is... Oh, we can't use the map in this version. It will crash the game. Nice map, Firefly. Okay, so this was our nice picture to illustrate the round displacement on column. Let's just save it for future use. Yeah, let's keep the bamboo like that, and then we do the stick with the extreme thing. Which probably means that the ends should be even less, because we're stretching it by 3 times, give or take. So let's make the ends 10 then, like this. I have one question. Why bamboo is yellow? It can be green like space, isn't it? Yeah, it just in the game we only have we have bamboo like the yellow variant, and we've got brown bamboo. But there can also be green bamboo. I'm not sure exactly what the taxonomy or the like biological style of that or the reason for that is. So here we need to say scale note. Scale normals to 100% in pixplant for this texture to be round. It might be good to have a note next to our drawing to help us remind of this. Note. Our first goal here is to recreate all of the textures that are currently in the game and all of the materials, and then worry about maybe adding new stuff or like doing different things with it. But let's first try to get the entire first thing working version. See, because already with 10% transparency, yeah, it's pretty round. It's pretty round. It's pretty round. I can dig it. Like the only thing that we have left is this sort of center artifact, and I'm not sure how to get rid of that. Maybe that's the Hilbert curve that I was talking about, but I have no idea how to fix it at the moment. So let's just save this as the bamboo stick normal, and then we extract a new ambient occlusion map from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We save this bamboo stick ambient occlusion, boom, and then we save the material. Because you can see the colors of the column now more closely match the colors of the regular block. So the roundedness of them is almost perfect. And now we take a look at
No time to waste, let's go.
Nefer speed one more time. So now we should have like perfectly rounded columns. And which might now lead to the conclusion that we need to make the gaps between the columns even less obvious, or maybe stretch it out a little bit to make it slightly less jarring, because it's a very sharp line now. So instead of making it deeper, we make it wider. On the other hand, bamboo does have these very sharp cuts in it, so maybe this is just an inherent property of the material.
Nothing like that.
New treasure smell.
Let's check out the Japanese build. Japanese style. So I don't mind the gaps on the regular block. I think that looks entirely perfect. But maybe because of reasons, like one more time back to the drawing board. So instead of making the ends deeper, we make them twice as wide, twice as tall, like this. And it's just tweaking. I understand. But I want to get it very nice. And for this one we have to scale 100%. New ambient occlusion map. I think I can sort of trust Pixplan to do the right thing here, but I really want to make sure that we get reproducible results. That's the idea. That's why I don't want to mess around with too many options. But for making something round, okay, we'll do it. Okay, we'll do it. Here we go. And the round trip time isn't that bad, so here we go. So now the gap between the columns is slightly wider. It's less sharp. And okay, we still have that weird, well, it's not weird, but we still have this sort of 1 pixel problem that we would want to get rid of eventually. But it's not too apparent. But overall, it's just a bit more subtle now with the transition between the different columns. It more closely matches the gaps between the bricks. And the upside is that the bamboo block doesn't have much definition to it, like in and of itself. So it's like the detail is spread around a bit differently than the bricks, but it's pretty okay. It's pretty okay. Screenshot time, of course. I think that's good. Now there's one thing left, and I'm not sure if we can make this texture before the end of the stream.
No time to waste, let's go.
The only thing that's left is to make a texture for the top part. Because everyone thinks we're already there, but we are not there just yet. And now the question is, what does the top part of the bamboo stick look like? It's 224, 224, like this. And let's take a look at the original. The original is this. We don't have this decorative inside anymore. Maybe we'll want to play around with the fact that the bamboo is actually circular now. Yes, hollow. We can't do hollow. We can't do hollow. We can't do a lot of like the effects that we see here. What we can try to do is to make a circle that sort of spans this, and say this is going to be the inner portion of our texture. So we work with a circle. It's a totally new shape. It's horrible. It's horrible. Document setup. We want to work in pixels. I want to get this texture done on the live stream here, but we cannot get it done. 225 on a 299 pixel canvas. 225 divided by 290. Was it 290? 225, 299. 225 divided 299. It's 0.75, and that's 224. It's 168 pixels. 168, 168. So we cannot do hollow. Best we can do is to say, this is it. Like best we can do is say like, it's dark, it's deep. And then we sort of want to add, like this is the hollow part. And then we want to make the edges rounded. Rounded. We could work with gradients here. So we could use a radial gradient like this. And then try to move this edge outwards a little bit. And then say like this part is slightly lower. But I think this is gonna look weird. So what we instead probably want to do is to, oh, maybe we can just revert. We might just want to use the inner glow here. Effect, stylize. Inner glow. Normal. And then we need to decide like how rounded are these gonna be. 24 pixels. Deep, dark fantasies, indeed. Right, and then we do, instead of an inner glow, we do an outer glow on the circle. Effect, stylize, outer glow. Normal, 189, 189, 189. Boop, boop. 16 pixels. (16, 189). Okay. It's an idea. It's an idea. It's the most contrast that we can add to this. So let's call this bamboo stick additional PBR displacement. I think that's what we call it. Let's take a look at the wooden planks. Pole. Wooden planks, pole, additional. Yeah, the additional goes in front. A bamboo stick. Then we save this. And we try to see what it looks like. Now we don't try to see. We just look at what it looks like. Let's make it a 1 by 1. Okay, this is the idea that Texture Packer has of this texture. Now we don't have displacement mapping in our engine, so this is probably the best that it's going to be. I'm not sure if we like round shapes in our game. We have to smooth it out like this. And again, we could use normal scale here, but let's not use normal scale. Let's, oh, whoops. You can't undo that. But hey, it sort of looks like a box, doesn't it? That could be its own block, lol. Yeah, it could be its own block. You're absolutely right. We're gonna run with it. Bamboo stick, additional PBR, normal. Let's extract the ambient occlusion from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, we could we could make a fake thing out of this where we make the center a lot darker. But maybe this is just what we're getting. This is just what we're getting. I like it. Save it. I like it too. I'm gonna save it. Notice that a lot of blocks will start to look like this all of a sudden because we've got pipes, we've got chimneys. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to make that shadow effect look correct. So maybe our style falters here. So it's good that we did the bamboo stick. Next. maybe everything will, like the entire thing will crumble right here, right now. But I'm not ready to give up just yet. We're not giving up just yet, no sir. Bamboo stick additional, bamboo stick additional. This can be empty. The crunch block sounds good. Yeehaw! Again, we could fake ambient occlusion in this file. We could fake it. And maybe that's the way to go. But before we fake it, let's just first make it. And then we make an albedo map, which is just white. That's the simplest texture we do. And we call it additional albedo. And we save it out. Just like that. Okay, so check it out. Our nice normal map is over here with the circle in the center. We can already convert the texture, and then we need to define our additional texture for it. Additional bamboo stick, additional PBR. It would be nice if this looked good, and then we could call it a day. We could end the live stream and say, hey, we did the bamboo block. Great job, let's run with it. Let's see what happens. So it's not going to be perfect, it's not going to be what you want. But here we go. We climb the block, and what do we see? Drum roll. What do we see? Let's place one on the ground here. Oh, okay. Hey, don't knock it. It's round. What more do you want? What more do you want? Here we go. Shadow is coming over it. Ooh, ooh, spooky. Spooky. I'll never forget this one. Hey, you better not. You better not forget this one. Don't you forget about me. Don't. Now what can we do? Like, there's not many ways that we can improve on this. Like, technically. Staying within the style. There's not many ways that we can improve on this. We could... I think it would make sense. Bear with me. Like, we close this file. I think it would make sense to make the center portion smaller. So that we don't draw attention to it too much. Because right now it's just... round inside, fake round. Yeah. Right now it's just way too obvious that it's a fake thing. So this is too small. We need something in between. 144, 144. See tomorrow, I don't think so crunchy. Tomorrow is probably, well maybe I will, maybe see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is a bit of a weird day. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing just yet. So let's make it smaller, like this, and then maybe exaggerate the effect that we have on the sides. So instead of doing this at 189, we go to 123 or so. With a blur of 16 pixels still. There we go. So we focus on the good parts that we have, and we don't focus so much on the bad parts. So why does one effect look way stronger than the other one? We don't know, but this does mean that we have to take into account that it looks differently. 66, 66, 66. Sort of. Sort of. So let's run with this displacement map. I've got 10 more minutes. Let's go. Smooth it out. Save it. Additional normal, yes. Extract the ambient occlusion, just like we always do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it might just be that we're not used to seeing round shapes. It might also be that it's just a bad idea to do it like this. But we need to figure something out. So the best I can do here, given the circle here with the radius of it's the diameter is 112. Diameter is 112. So we can make another circle in the transparency layer of this one. So we take the base and we already fake ambient occlusion in here. So we add a yeah, we add a transparency layer in this one, and it's entirely white. And then we add the circle in the center. So with 112, 112 in the center. I do hope that the normal or the map itself has got the right dimensions. No, it's totally messed up. Document setup, pixels. I'm not sure why we ended up with this weird setup. 2 to 4, 2 to 4. There we go. Circle in the center. And the circle is going to be black, except for the fact also it's not, this is not a circle. This is a circle. And it's going to be a linear gradient, a radial gradient. Like this. And then we reverse it like that. And then we can probably move the endpoint a little bit. No, I want to take that, there we go. I want to take this ball. It's a bit involved, but this is going to fake our ambient occlusion. So yes, we want to update. We get more ambient occlusion in the center. Now, if you ask me, does this look good? I'm gonna have to be honest and say no, this doesn't look good. So we might just need... What happens if we just make it white or black? Sorry. Boom. That's a bit too much. Let's move this to 95%. Value must be between... Oh, this is the most extreme that we can make our fake ambient occlusion. Let's run with it. I can dig it. It looks good. This is exactly what I wanted. Publish it. And run with it. So what this was is trying to make the hole darker.
Let's go.
It sort of works. It sort of works. This should be more apparent when there's shadow on it. So let's place a few more in the shadow here. Yeah, so that's a lot of ambient occlusion in the center there. In fact, that's a whole lot of ambient occlusion going on. And it sort of feels like it's misaligned. So did we make a mistake here? Technically we didn't make a mistake, but maybe like aesthetically we should tweak this a bit. Because we wanted to cover the entire thing. Yeah, okay, this is already slightly better, so maybe 140, 140. Sure. Let's run with this. And then you might say, hey, the effect is a bit too strong, so we sort of like want to lighten it. But let's see if we can get the shape
no time to waste. Let's
correct
go.
first. Shadow, please. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. But now the hole feels a bit small. All of a sudden. We do get this effect. We get the effect back. It's just unfortunate that we can't really simulate it on this block. So simulating an absence of light seems impossible. But we're not giving up that quickly. What dimension did this have? Did this have before? 168. 168. Okay, now we want to make sure that this is set to multiply. Sure. And we do everything one more time. Again, this just might be where the entire style falls apart, but we're not giving up that easily. Replace this, and then we work on this file. It needs to be a lot larger. Let's see, we now need to go make it fit in this. 150. That sort of connects nicely. So the hole is bigger now. It should be at least. And maybe this is finally the aesthetic that we want.
Oh, no time to waste. Let's go.
5 minutes. Okay. Now what does it look like with the shadow falling onto it? Pretty good. Pretty good. But still. Let's just make this the size of the hole. 168, 168. Yes. See if this is too much. And we still have the problem that it doesn't look good in daytime. So what are we gonna do about that? We'll figure something out later on. Here we go. Good, nicely aligned. Does it feel like a bamboo stick? Well, it feels a lot more sticky than before. Now it's just a bit weird if you look at it in daylight. It's just a bit weird if you look at it in daylight. But hey, what can you do? What can you do? I can tell you what you can do. It's no, I have no idea. I have no clue how to do this because we're working with 3D information in a 2D texture. I think this is just about the best we can get it at the moment, and it's a bit weird.
No time to waste. Let's go.
I'll readily admit. it's a bit weird to have it look like this. But I think it would be even weirder to have a... Like, you could say maybe the displacement map needs to fade. Like, add a radial gradient here. And then switch it around, switcheroo, like this. And I'll sort of try to emulate the look of a... what did we use? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. As if it's like going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. We could try this, but I think the normal map, or like, it will look like totally weird. But I've got 2 minutes, so let's try it. We're doing this anyway, so... I'm not sure if you're even going to be able to see it. Because it's so subtle. It's that subtle. Now we don't have to worry about this single dot in the center, because that's not really going to pop up, because we already multiply with our own circle. But don't worry, no worries, mate. We just need to update the material. This, save, replace.
Oh, no time to waste. Let's go.
Yeah, this is... it looks almost the same. There's a bit more like directional lighting going on here, so to give off the illusion that it has depth. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. So, like I said, maybe this is where the entire style falls apart, and we do need to start looking into albedo mapping for making these darker areas look good. On the other hand, like in the shadow, it's pretty good. So maybe there's a way to also apply this effect during daytime. Well, what? From the side, if you accept the fact, if you accept the theory that this column is hollow, from this angle it looks pretty good. It is an improvement. From sharp angles, this looks pretty good, because it actually does feel like you're looking inside of a hollow container. It's an optical illusion, but one that does work well. So let's not knock this. This is better than it looks. Which now begs the question, like, do we have to make this a bit lighter? So it's a more consistent experience for everyone. There we go. Pix plant, close, don't save, open. It's a bit weird that we have this dot in the center, but it's just an artifact of the way that we make this texture. But it's also the thing that makes it work. Now our regular ambient occlusion is just getting more subtle and more subtle by the minute. But luckily we already counteract that effect. I'm closing Pix plant for the day, because I don't want to tweak that much more anymore. Material base. Okay, so this one, we sort of want to make the light point less light. So let's go RGB, let's go with 200 or so. Because we don't want things to look like super black. Yeah, we sort of lose all definition in the original ambient occlusion map. I'm not sure why. Doesn't matter. Let's just try it like this. So it's another stream of very closely tweaking a single texture. Maybe we can just do one texture per day. But then 400 days later, we've got everything figured out. It works. If you allow your eye to say, hey, this is a hollow bamboo stick, it works. Like for me it works with a smoothed rim. Oddly enough, it works. From this angle. If you take a look at it from the top, okay, it's looking a bit weird, but still, you get that center portion to it. And in the shadow, yeah, it's it's very deep. So maybe we need to like slightly elevate it. Like, does this even work? 30, 30, 30? Okay, we're just making it worse here. We need to tweak the other end, this one. We need to raise this a little bit. So let's go with 64, 64, 64, like this. Because the effect is a bit too dark in the shadow.
Oh, no time to waste, let's go.
Still pretty good. And the way to differentiate between materials here might be just to accept the fact that bamboo will have a round center, and for instance bricks, they will have a square or like a diamond shaped center, and work like that. So I think this looks pretty good, like as a bamboo stick. I'm not hating this. Like the small version on the screen looks also good. Maybe, and this is just trying to tweak the aesthetics of the shadow portion. Come on, save it. Different file, yes. Maybe we just like the size of the hole. In the sun it looks like a meteor hole. Yeah. But have you never seen those bamboo poles that look like meteor holes?
Oh,
it
no
rhymes,
waste,
so it's probably correct. No? It looks like a meteor hole. Okay, I think that looks a bit more convincing. A little bit better, even with a slightly bigger hole in the shadow. So this is the aesthetic that I want. Previously it looked like a bit like if the bamboo was a bit too thick, maybe. But this looks pretty convincingly real. For some values of convincingly and some values of real. So in the sunlight it looks like a meteor hole. Yeah, but that's just... I'm just thinking of ways how to explain to the engine that there's sunlit ambient occlusion. The lighting just changes very dramatically if you place a light on top of it. See? Whoop. Whoop. It's a big change. It's a big change. So unfortunately we don't have any build,
Oh, no time to waste, let's
or at least I haven't found one where we can see the ends of the bamboo. And shadow is pretty good, yes. So maybe that's just the profit that we had today. We've got a bamboo block, we've got the circular profile to it. We know how to make the ends of the sticks, and we have made a bamboo texture that's at least workable. And then the bamboo stick itself, can we get, yeah, might be still subject to some experimentation. But it's like, in fact, in like practice, it's going to be impossible to make it look like an actual stick, unless here, like, we are talking about geometry, right? We are talking about geometry. What if we allow some column blocks to be hollow? So we do not have to fake the effect, but we would make them into actual hollow sticks. It would increase the polygon count. And for instance, in the first P, it would be totally dumb to have like hollowed out bamboo poles here, because you can't even see the sides of them. But what if we just allow the geometry to be hollow? That's a nice theory, or a nice idea as well. Or if we make like deeper caps into it. I mean, it's a different engine, it's a different game with different styling. So we could make geometry like the following. And I also need to stream. I need to stop streaming. So this was the texture work for today. We made some progress. We got a few more new questions about how to approach the bamboo. I like the regular bamboo block though, so we made a pretty good bamboo block, even though it's not used anywhere. But here's another picture. Like, what if we allow the geometry to be like this? So the engine would make columns like this. Okay, it's a bit wobbly, but never mind. Here we go. What if the engine would support setting a radius for an inner portion? And then we do that at the ends, like at the caps. Like in the bottom there's also a gap like this. Like this, and then you sort of get this idea of this being connected to that. But instead of doing that, we could also potentially add a center point here, and then just have like all of the sides converge like an hourglass shape. So you wouldn't actually be able to look into the pipe. But make it like this, so that we do have geometry that sort of has the caps, like open caps. It would allow for self-shadowing, so that's the great part of it. It would allow for like directional lighting on it. I think we have enough blocks for this to work. We've got chimneys, we've got metal pipes, we've got the bamboo stick. We probably have got some stones with holes in them. So I'm not sure if I have the original Angeldust here.
Oh, no time to waste, let's go.
I have it. Here, bamboo stick could use it. Poison barrel could use it. Brick chimney could use it. The pipes could use it. A water barrel, I don't think that would use it. But that's a few blocks. Like, we could add a different style of geometry for those. Something to think about. And then we just set the radius in the engine, and we would toggle the flag for those blocks. And the existing game could just render them as like columns, like we already do. But then the new version of the game would actually add some geometry to this. It might be worthwhile exploring this. So understand what I'm saying? Like, instead of having like the column have a flat top, it would actually go down. It would add a few triangles to everything, and I'm not sure if we probably do have some code that already checks if there are caps. So if there are no caps, we just I think this can work. I think it can work. So they will be square always, but it might work. Not sure how the normal maps would map though. But this is an ID that we could add. So let's call this column hollow columns. Hollow Earth conspiracy. Here we go. Like how many vertices do we add? So instead of having 4 on the cap, we add like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in total. And the number of faces increases by a lot. 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And here as well. So we would ramp up the face count a lot. So we would need to make sure that we only add these faces if they are visible. So if there are columns stacked on top of each other, we should ignore it. But it might be fun. What if it will be with a room inside only if having block upside? Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. We do have calling for this, I believe. I think there's already code in the engine that calls these faces. Because if I start up the game, shall I do the regular Angeldust game here?
Oh, no time to waste, let's go.
If you have columns, like this, those top and bottom faces are not generated. See, you just look up at the sky and see there are no faces in between the columns already. So the engine already knows where to add those faces or not. And this is going to be a version of the game that runs on better systems with newer OpenGL. So it might not be much of a problem if we integrate this technique. But now this also begs the question, do we have any regular blocks that would need this? Like the grate? And I think that's pretty much it. So maybe the next stream is going to be coding caps, no cap, but coding caps onto the onto this this engine, the geometry. It might be a fun exercise because we would only need to change a few files that we already touched. I think we already went through it. Or maybe we didn't, but that doesn't really matter. But if we open up the column block measure, this one, we could add it to this. So left front face, right front face, top face, bottom face. And in this engine we don't have the vertex displacement enabled, but we probably should make something that works. But we already have an add vertical face method for this, so if we just set a good radius for the inner thing, we could add geometry to this, and it would make the world look even better. Like you would have, suddenly you would have two sorts of block types. Sounds very complicated. No, it isn't. It isn't. It's we already have all of the code in place. We can make this work. We can make this work, and it will probably look pretty good. And I am a big fan of making it like the hourglass shape, so that we don't add too many triangles for the inner tubing. Though it might be fun if you could actually look through the pipe. Let me know, would it be fun to be able to look through the pipe? I'm not sure if like all of the builds in Angeldust are already accommodated to that, and it would be a very big change or departure from the way it works in the current version. We can try, It's certainly a good idea. Because this is, I think, the only texture setup where we run into this problem. And it might be nice to make it look a bit better than it did in the example that we just saw. Let me run it one more time. Let's set the...
Oh, no time to waste.
Complicated things we can fix. Complicated is what we can do. I mean, again, like from these angles, it doesn't look too bad, but it could be so much better. in the shadow, it's pretty good. Because what we can do, we can pull down the ambient occlusion for those inner faces as well, so it will already be occluded somewhat. I think it will look good. I think it will look good. It's at least something worth trying. So that's going to be probably a day-long stream where we have to make the geometry, but we can do it. It might be fun. Fun. Because if we solve that problem, we can move on with this style. That's the trick. What's in the trash? A few files that we don't use. Let's clean the trash. Anyway, this was it for now. I streamed a bit longer than I wanted, but hey, we got some good ideas. Nice bamboo texture. We got the circular displacement profile saved in Illustrator now, ready for reuse in a later stream. And we did it. We made a nice bamboo block, and now with the column we ran into a problem. I sort of saw it coming, but that doesn't really matter. One more look at the Lego looking one. Okay. It's a bit different now, Crunchy, but I can open it up here on the stream. We're getting close to something working. Here's a here's the thing, and like for the displacement, just rewind the stream. But maybe like tweaking the geometry is something that's an awesome idea for this version of the game. It sounds good. I like it, and it will add a bit of depth to this, and like change to this game thing. So sounds good. Sounds good. Happy little accidents. Yes, we figure this out as we go. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again soon. I'm not sure if I will be streaming tomorrow, but maybe on Wednesday we will dive into that geometry thing where we add a hollow inside to the columns. It might be nice to have a bit of a like a different content compared to doing textures. Programming is a bit different than doing textures. So sounds like a good idea. Get Out says bye, have a nice time. Thank you. Thank you for being here and giving some feedback. Much appreciated. I hope you all have a nice week and a nice day, and I will see you all in the next live stream. Not sure when it will be, but maybe on Wednesday. Wednesday sounds like a good day. So see you then. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all of the feedback. I'll see you later. Bye bye.